Hi everyone, and thanks for checking out my channel. Going to have a look at a few commodities tonight, looking where we are, what happened over the past few days, and what could be ahead of us for the next 2 days and following week. So yeah, let's get started with WTI crude oil. So I was pointing out over the weekend, so we had that very large rising wedge here, got broken and retested very quickly early this week. So now we're sitting very close to the previous resistance, but we're still having that divergence on the daily chart that's not invalidated. A few more to go until we make another touch. Are we going to break that level? Still a bit wondering where the momentum could come from. We got some rather good and very bullish inventory today. Did definitely support the price. We can see the daily 20 MA still in support, and it's pointing to the upside definitely. So bit cautious with a short position here, and of course cautious with long position as well, as I really don't know when that could actually reverse, and if reversal happen, that could actually be quite brutal, especially in that area here. So I'll be watching that level. Should we actually break the daily divergence, I think it would be definitely time to exit any short position and look again for potentially another entry point, or eventually on a pullback, potentially long entry on 41, but keeping in mind that would be a very risky trade and potentially trading the last leg up. So yeah, now looking at natural gas, a little bit similar as I was looking at that channel here. I'm not holding any position on natural gas. I was trading short on some selling signal we got early this week, but the issue we got with that move here was that happened on yesterday and stop on 171. So looking a bit closer, could be seen as some sort of a falling wedge instead of a downtrend channel. So don't want to trade that thing short, especially at that level of price at that time of the year, where weather even can make it spike quite quickly. Today we've seen that some buying pressure again here, so I'll be on the sideline and waiting for a clearer signal, either to open short. Also, we still don't have really proper buy signal in that move down, or clear breakout above 180 could actually give us some more confidence about the potential for the move to continue up. Still concerned about that gap we're having at 154. Of course, it can get closed much later during the year, potentially after we move higher now. So, but yeah, a little bit less likely in terms of the short-term trade. So I'll be watching definitely. Should we have any clear rejection, likely on the daily chart would be probably better. Should we get any good rejection in the 180 184 area, would make another lower high on the daily chart, then it could be interesting to reopen short, but until then I'll probably stay on the sideline. Looking at two markets I was shorting, or looking for short entries, was nickel. The first one, I got really exhausted at the top. We made another spike just 13,700, and then it pulled back, but still holding above some moving average 20 and 50 on the 4 hours. So the divergence is there. We're still having a bit of room to make another potentially higher high, or double top. So keep watching on this, but there's clearly some significant wicks going down, showing some selling pressure building up, and potentially exhaustion for this move. The target is not extremely ambitious. I'll be looking from here to touch the lower end of the channel at 12,800 somewhere there, as we got the 200 MA running here. That should bring enough support for the time being. Similarly, we had copper also looking at shorting and holding shorts on copper. A little bit difficult to trade, as usually on copper you don't see divergence very often. It always go very extreme over bought or even oversold. It doesn't show any divergence and then reverse. Did we see any reversal today? Potentially with that large red candle we got here, broking through the 20 MA. Could be a sign that we could pull back lower, potentially 2.84, and I'm still looking at some further move down to 270 should we correct further. Made a couple of mistakes on this, and because of the lack of divergence on copper, I did open short a little bit too early. I think it was somewhere at 280 and did add on the way up, but today with the move down I did actually reduce my short exposure just in case we actually do another move up and make potential divergence. So that's what I was looking for from that peak here, trending somewhere here, but there's a lot of room to move up there, so that could make it easily for another move above $3. That would be just too much with full exposure on short. So looking at entering again here or continuing to add on short position should we break lower. That will basically depend on what will happen over the coming days. And another market I was looking to short is silver. Also on the 4 hours we're having that divergence well in place. That's not been checked yet. We can see the gap here as well at 19, clearly in an uptrend, so this is only some counter trade or pullback trade for long entry, potentially at around 19. Should we pull back there? At the moment it doesn't show a lot of momentum. It's definitely struggling at that level. It could go and touch the $20. I would add short entries here again with the stop loss setting a little bit higher. I would make it for a nice move down, touching the trend line again, but yes, at the moment holding this, and definitely longer term looking extremely bullish, so we might have a nice entry point here around 19, but I don't believe it is safe to buy from here, except if it's for very long term. And finally looking at the coffee market, so I put that on the weekly charts just to show a little bit what the situation is, my opinion. So I did put that trend line here between the previous bottom we had in 2019 and the recent one we made this year at 93, which is pointing for potential reversal at that level. Now we are also moving inside that channel that is clearly pointing down since a few months now. It's actually from almost from the start of the year, or from March. And looking a little bit closer in there, so just to explain what the limits are, should we break under 94, I believe we are going to drop further to the next level that's sitting almost at 80, because we don't have much support. There will be something at 87. It could be the first stop, of course, but I don't believe with the momentum we're having here, this is still rather far away in terms of the weekly, so there's a lot of room to move down should we actually break lower than 83. Yes, so I'll be looking for this. We can see here on the 4 hours starting to see a little bit loss of momentum. I wouldn't buy this as it is not oversold, and of course the momentum can still pick up and drop lower, but it could actually point for temporary revisit of the 101 level before resuming down. So that would make a move similar to this, some more visible colors, something like this, clearing the divergence, and then we will go for another move down from here, potentially going to touch the lower end of the channel. Of course could be a stop here on 93, and then if you can get a clear signal on the daily chart, potentially the 4 hours could show us some divergence in oversold level. That could be a nice long entry point, but again, when we zoom out, this is a very critical level. So should this not hold, then of course it would probably not be good to be long on this market then. So yeah, that's about it. I'll have a look at the few commodities over the weekend again for the most active ones. Wish you safe trading, success, and I talk to you soon. Cheers, bye.